Hello all and welcome to the Easy Nerd. As you all know, I'm a huge fan of the DCEU Snyderverse stuff. So I thought for fun I would do a reimagining of the Snyderverse and build it up to be more like the MCU in structure, starting with the DCEU Phase 1. Now the universe would start off the same, with Man of Steel epically kicking the universe off with no changes. Next, a Ben Affleck Batman solo movie titled Batman Arkham Asylum, directed by Ben Affleck himself, to come in 2014, a year after Man of Steel. I tried to make the cast mostly people Ben Affleck has worked with before in movies he's directed. Full cast of the movie would be Batman, aka Bruce Wayne, played by Ben Affleck; Catwoman, aka Selina Kyle, played by Carla Gugino; Alfred, played by Jeremy Irons; Commissioner James Gordon, played by J.K. Simmons; the Joker, played by Jared Leto; Scarecrow, aka Dr. Jonathan Crane, played by Vincent Kartheiser; Barbara Gordon, played by Leslie Grace; Warden, Leslie Tompkins, played by Cynthia Addai Robinson; Two-Face, aka Harvey Dent, played by Misha Collins; the Riddler, aka Edward Nygma, played by David Wenham; Jack O'Dwyer, played by Hugh Maguire; Killer Croc, aka Waylon Jones, played by Adewale Akinnuoye Agbaje; Mayor Oswald; Cobblepot, aka the Penguin, played by John Lithgow. Also, extra there would be a cameo from Henry Cavill as Superman. I also want to state that Batman will have his suit from the leaked concept art, and not the Dark Knight's Returns-inspired suit from Batman v Superman, and the film would be a hard R rating, or 15 rating in the UK. Now on to the story breakdown. This is partially based off what we know about the original Ben Affleck Batman movie, and it is also set during the events of Man of Steel, in between Clark getting the Superman costume and Zod and his army arriving. The movie would start with Batman at night in Gotham City, all in first person, on a hunt in a building site for criminals, taking them out one by one. As this happens, we jump to 3 pieces of footage spread out during the action, as it shows Commissioner Gordon at a press conference taking questions if the Batman is real and why he shines a signal for it, and he says, "Batman's a myth," and laughs it off. We then cut to footage of the Joker in his cell, sitting on a chair, smoking a cigarette, talking vague about a night of reckoning coming in Gotham. And then he attacks the person interviewing them. And finally, footage of Mayor Oswald Cobblepot with Warden Leslie Tompkins cutting the ribbon to the new high-tech Arkham Asylum on Arkham Island, promising to rehabilitate the sick. As Batman, after defeating all the goons, is shown fully, and he epically glides off the building site into Gotham City to open up the movie. Then, after the opening, we have the next day, which is Halloween, setting everything up. We have Bruce Wayne in his lakeout talking to Alfred, who is unseen, an important note for later. We have a teenage Barbara Gordon arrive in Gotham City as she is going to intern at the new Arkham Asylum, something her father, Commissioner Gordon, is not happy about. And Mayor Oswald Cobblepot is properly introduced in this time, and Barbara goes to the asylum to work, meeting the warden. And Bruce arriving at Wayne Enterprises to sort out the company's annual Halloween charity ball, meeting Jack from Batman v Superman, who mentions the Wayne Enterprises office opening in Metropolis. Now, as night falls, Bruce and Jack have the Wayne Enterprises charity ball, and in classic fashion, Selina Kyle turns up and her and Bruce have a dance, hinting that they were once an item and married. But there is tension to a point where Bruce grabs Selina by the arm. Meanwhile, at the docks, Scarecrow arrives with some armed mercenaries, kill guards there, and from their ship brings in an armored truck and tanks of fear gas. And this spooks the commissioner at GCPD, who activates the bat signal as we build up Scarecrow smashing the armored truck into Arkham Island, and him and his goons taking it over with hostages, and the warden and Barbara managing to hide from them as they free villains like Riddler and Two-Face. And Bruce at the party see the bat signal and leaves via helicopter. Now this is where the fun begins, as Bruce gets to the Batcave and suits up as Batman and goes past a new half-built Batmobile to set up its appearance in Batman v Superman, and he gets on his Batcycle and rides through Gotham City to Arkham Island, where the Commissioner has set up a armed GCPD perimeter at the raised bridge, with the mayor present as Selina Kyle, aka Catwoman, in her penthouse suits up, and Batman on his Batcycle uses the Arkham Island bridge as a ramp to get onto the island, and he enters the asylum. As Batman, with a remote unseen Alfred, fights through the asylum in some brutal fight scenes with the crazed inmates, as we see many guards and staff dead. Scarecrow executes guards with his fear gas in horrific scenes, as the warden and Barbara hide in the vents of the asylum, as tension mounts outside at the perimeter, as the commissioner discovers his daughter is trapped inside, as the Riddler takes control of the security room of the asylum that Batman needs to get to. As Riddler talks about riddles over the asylum speakers, Batman would eventually encounter the warden and Barbara, who would take him to the security room, where, as the lights flash around the sitting Riddler, Batman would appear behind him and smash his head on a desk, knocking him out, allowing the warden and Barbara to take control of the asylum security gates, allowing Batman free roam. And as Batman leaves, the warden attempts to delete files, which Barbara, who is computer savvy, backs up, as they guide Batman through the asylum. At the same time, Catwoman arrives on the roof of the asylum via a glider, taking down some inmates, setting fires on the roof in the process. Batman, in a corridor by some windows, would encounter Catwoman in a brief fight, as Batman demands to know why she is here, and she says the criminals and corrupt of Gotham, in a vault, hold their fortune under the asylum in a vault. And Batman then tackles Catwoman to the ground, saving her from a sniper who is revealed to be Two-Face on a nearby roof, flipping a coin and when it lands scratch sides, shooting dead random inmates. After a tense scene of cat and mouse where Catwoman lures Two-Face out, Batman, with the help of Barbara, who is on the cameras, glides into and takes down Two-Face, beating him down angrily as Catwoman stops him with a whip, shocked at Batman's rage. Then the two split up as Batman heads towards the intensive treatment wing and Catwoman towards the vault of the asylum. But not before she tells Batman she is worried about him since he lost his ward. After Batman goes to the intensive treatment wing and taking down some more goons, and after a brief encounter with Scarecrow where Batman wears a gas-like mask to block out his, the villain's fear gas attacks, but Batman apparently encounters the Joker laughing in his cell, taunting Batman as Batman kicks down the door and confronts the Joker in his cell, and grabs him and throws him around and eventually drags the Joker to the roof where it rains, and Batman apparently chucks the Joker off the asylum roof to his death. But as Batman turns, Joker appears behind him, alive, who taunts Batman, who, it's revealed, is in a fear gas-induced hallucination as he sees a giant, monstrous Scarecrow, his parents' dead bodies in a Gotham alley, and finally, the Joker, beating an unknown Robin's sidekick with a crowbar, which breaks Batman, allows Scarecrow to push Batman off the asylum roof, who falls, but manages to use his repels to slow his fall, but not before hitting his head at the side of the asylum and falling into the water below, unconscious. Batman wakes up having washed up in the sewer system of the asylum, while a Joker hallucination taunts him constantly, and he is then attacked by Killer Croc. And after a tense action scene, Batman lures Killer Croc out and causes an explosion next to a tank, setting fire to Killer Croc and wounding him, as Batman with a sharp metal bar stabs the villain, and both tumble into the water, and Batman pulls the bar out, leaving the villain bleeding, as Batman swims to safety, and meanwhile, Catwoman opens the vault under the asylum and is shocked at what she finds, while Scarecrow and his men get back into the security office and take the warden and Barbara hostage. As Batman goes through the asylum, now fatigued and exhausted, the Joker hallucination continues to taunt him. Catwoman gets a hooded man to a speedboat, and Scarecrow, in front of other hostages broadcasting to the commissioner and mayor, who are still outside, kills the warden, forcing her to jump out of the window to her death using fear gas, stating he will kill a hostage every hour until the mayor surrenders and enters the asylum, which the mayor, for political and selfish reasons, agrees to do. As the commissioner, worried for his daughter's safety, plans to storm the asylum with the GCPD, Batman, in the main large staff area of the asylum, sneaks in and waits, perched above as the mayor enters and the commissioner's snipers surround the rooftops and on the ground are ready to storm the asylum. As Scarecrow states the mayor missed the deadline and grabs Barbara to execute her, but Batman throws down smoke, batarangs, and glides down and fights Scarecrow and his goons wearing a gas mask, saving Barbara as the GCPD snipers and ground troops assist him, and Scarecrow escapes with the hostage mayor and Batman follows. Batman glides down to the gardens of the island and follows Scarecrow with the mayor as they enter a metal door to a secret bunker. And as Batman enters the bunker, he finds a secret underground weapons factory, now dressed up like a courtroom, as Batman is ambushed by Scarecrow's armored goons and taken down and held at gunpoint. As Scarecrow, with the hostage mayor, says Batman is on trial, and Two-Face is the judge, and Riddler the prosecutor, and Scarecrow himself is the bailiff. As the Riddler blames Batman for letting Gotham City become a city of chaos, and Batman inspired the crazies after destroying the mob who brought order to the chaos. Joker, Two-Face, Scarecrow, and himself were inspired by Batman, and behind the scenes, under Batman's nose the whole time, a secret society has been pulling the strings, and they put Mayor Oswald Cobblepot in charge, who has been the villain's main arms dealer for years, who goes by the codename Penguin. As the mayor is thrown on the ground next to Batman, as the mayor, who Riddler calls the Penguin, says he can't say anything as his backers are powerful and will kill him. Two-Face flips his coin, which lands smooth side, making him declare Batman, no, guilty of knowingly inspiring the villains of the city. But Riddler puts Penguin on trial, stating the evidence of a weapons factory around them shows that he's been using the inmates of Arkham Asylum as forced labor and arms dealing to the highest bidder in and out of Gotham. Scarecrow steps forward as the Riddler witness, stating he was a doctor here named Jonathan Crane, who spoke out and was punished, tortured, and left for dead, and he wants the Penguin to feel the fear he felt, as Two-Face flips his coin to judge the Penguin, and it lands scratch side, as Penguin's declared guilty, as Scarecrow forces the Penguin to inhale fear gas, who screams seeing owls' hallucinations as he attacks Batman in fear with his umbrella, but Batman knocks him down, causing Penguin to begin having a heart attack. Batman, after Scarecrow reveals there is a gas bomb made here, he's having loaded on an armored truck down to send to Gotham's main square with fear gas, where an outdoor Halloween party is happening, to destroy the sanity of half of Gotham. Goes to tackle Scarecrow, but his goons stop him, but Catwoman jumps in, and Batman and Catwoman work together to take down the goons in an epic fight scene, and Scarecrow, Two-Face, and Riddler escape in the battle. As Batman, still haunted by Joker hallucinations, and Catwoman get on the Batcycle to give chase to Scarecrow, Two-Face, Riddler, and the armored truck and armed convoy. Barbara Gordon in the asylum shows her father the commissioner files the warden tried to delete, showing video of the inmates' forced labor, and the mayor and warden directing it. Batman with Catwoman on the Batcycle have a epic car chase scene through Gotham, taking down the villains' convoys, different vehicles, including Two-Face crashing his armored car into a gas station and exploding, and Riddler's vehicle being forced into Gotham River as Catwoman jumps atop Scarecrow's armored truck, taking down goons, and Batman also repels and then glides upon it as they force Scarecrow to crash the armored truck in the middle of Gotham Square, where Scarecrow attempts to detonate his fear gas bomb, but Batman fights and defeats Scarecrow in a fist fight, breaking his bones and spraying him with his own gas, causing him to see Batman as a monster like Man-Bat. And as Batman beats Scarecrow down brutally, nearly killing him, as he imagines Scarecrow as the Joker hallucination, but Catwoman calms him, stating Batman needs help. And Batman thanks Catwoman as Commissioner Gordon arrests Scarecrow, and Batman leaves silently on his Batcycle. The next day, as things calm down in Gotham City, Bruce Wayne goes to the burnt Wayne Manor, where Selina Kyle is, and tells Bruce he is broken and offers to be with him, but he refuses, stating he knows the vault she robbed contained the Joker. As a flashback shows the Joker leaving the asylum via speedboat laughing, and he tells her to leave, but she says she got him a gift. As Alfred arrives in the flesh, scolding Bruce jokingly for replacing him with artificial intelligence version, in a twist, and Bruce hugs Alfred, who says he should never have left him, while Commissioner Gordon goes to see Barbara at his apartment, congratulating her on her work exposing the mayor, warden, and asylum, and she is shown sketching a Batgirl costume. Bruce and Alfred go down to the Batcave, and at first discuss the secret society behind the mayor, aka the Penguin, but Bruce says he has a bigger threat to go after, as he shows Alfred drone footage of Superman flying, as Alfred looks at Bruce concerned, who stares at the footage. And that is the end of Batman Arkham Asylum, a plot outline I came up with one weekend which would introduce Ben Affleck's Batman, Gotham, and set up Batman v Superman and future Batman sequels that will have the Court of Owls as the main villains. Thanks for watching. This has been The Easy Nerd. I hope you have a Merry Christmas and Happy New Year.